Welcome to Shom Machshava on the Daf. We're holding in Menachos Daf Dalet. So the Gemara at the top of the Dalet concludes this sugya from the last blot and a half to understand what Rabbi Shimon says. And the Gemara says, "Amar le klum higanu lesoif daito shel Rabbi Shimon." We don't really understand what Rabbi Shimon is saying. We don't really understand oyim v'kavanosoi. It's brought down in Sefer Kabbalah, Sefer Chasidus, that this sentence really defines the fact that Rabbi Shimon is something that in this world we don't understand so well. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, who's the Shorish HaKabbalah, he belongs to Ilamis Yotel Yonim, and in this world we don't understand him. As the Sefer Vayakal Moshe, who is a liquid, brings a lot of things in the name of the Arizal, he says you should know that Olam Haba L'Osid Lavoi, so then Halacha will be like Beit Shammai and like Rabbi Shimon. And he goes to explain a little bit of Pi Kabbalah. And he says, "She'ein oilam kedai zmanato liot Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, elad achar gemar tikun." Right now, we're not ready for Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. The Malbim in Parshas Chukas, the chelik it's called Torah Hor. He brings that also in the name of the Arizal. That today we don't pass on Loch like Beit Shammai, and mostly we don't pass on Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, is because goydem ma'alosov shelo yasku b'Torah olam hazeh klal, rak b'Torah olam hatzilus. They're dealing with olam hasel yonim. And that's why L'Osid Lavoi, we're going to pass like a Beit Shammai and like a Shimon Bar Yochai. And this is also brought down in Michtav of the Baal Tanya, which is printed in the Sefer Ginzin Historis. He goes on there to explain how the different ulamas have different systems of halacha, and concludes over there and says that that's why in this world we don't pass on halacha like many of the Tanoim, like Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, because they don't belong to this world. And so brings the Tiferet Shleim in Pasha Shoftim. And brings, we don't pass like Rabbi Shimon. How can it be? Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, we don't pass like him. He says, because he's so high above this world. He says, that's the pshat. Halichos oilam loy. The halachas depend on the world you are. It depends which world you are. That's how you get a pass halacha. So in this world, we don't have the ability to be soivil, the Goydel Gdushos of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. And to add to this, something we mentioned in previous shiurim, the Gemara in Eruvin, in Daf Yud Gimel, says a very similar lashon. It says that Ramei lo yochlu chaver v'lamed al sof daitoi. So Rav Yosef Engel, the Gilyoni HaShasser, he says, "A dugma el dover zeh we find here in Menachos Daf Daled klumi gan lo sof daitoi shel Shimon." See, it's comparable. And there, Reb Tzadok HaKohen has a sefer called Dever Tzedek, and the beginning of Dever Tzedek goes to Maseches Eruvin. And Reb Tzadok is marich halat to speak about the inyonim. It says over there that Rameir, they couldn't figure out what Rameir was saying. So he says Rameir belongs to a much higher sphere, a higher world. And that's why it says by Rameir, he was able to machshir the sheretz. He would wish for everything, memtes parim torah, memtes parim tameh, meaning he saw the achdus, the world in a higher place, where the toiv v'ra joined together. And he goes on to explain, in this world, in this oilam, we cannot be in a world where you have the toiv v'ra joined together. It's either toiv or ra. So in this world, you can't pass Rameir. It belongs to something which is beyond this world. And this connects to the Kuda that he explains over there, and so brings the Chidah. So we know there's a klal, shivim parim latoyo, elu ve'elu divrei Elokim Chaim. We have two different opinions, and we say they both are emes. How is that possible? The answer is it's not emes in this world. In this world, halacha is like only one opinion. But in the world above, all the different opinions can join together to be one. So elu ve'elu divrei Elokim Chaim, that's not, it's emes up there in Shemayim. Down here in the world, you have to choose only one way. But so there's some Tanoim Amoraim that they belong to a higher place, where they combine things that don't make so much sense in this world. Rameir is one of them. That's what we see in the Gemara in Eruvin. And the same lashon over here in the Gemara by us, regarding Rabbi Shimon, as Rabbi Shimon points out, Klumiganu l'soif daito shel Shimon. It's hard for us to understand Rabbi Shimon, not because he's not understood, because Chalila, because the Torah doesn't make sense. But Adrabah, because it's so high, because it's so elevated, it's very hard for us to connect and understand what Rabbi Shimon is saying. Anyone who wants to join or respond to the Shom Machshava Shiurim, please email shomachshava@gmail.com.